there, folks, and happiest of Tuesdays to you all. Gord King, back again. More Red Dead Redemption 2. Hope you're having a fine day. Jalen, how you doing? Good to see you, man. How's your day treating you? Let's see. Just checking my list of missions we got here. Good. All right. Cool. It's like, so Jalen, what is your thoughts on what we're getting this season in football land? We've obviously had some. It's a pretty interesting week for the NFL. Steelers' defense is historic this season. I mean, they're definitely really good. I was saying the other day, because a lot of people fawned over the Chiefs' defense, and I'm like, yeah, the Chiefs have a great defense, but Pittsburgh's defense is the best defense right now. They're pretty good. I haven't looked up like what they've allowed point wise, but I mean this wasn't the first time they have beaten a really good team with pretty much nothing but field goals. So that would suggest that what they're doing may very well be historic. I'm curious where it will rank ultimately. But yeah, they're pretty good. They are pretty good, no doubt about it. I don't think they can be discounted. Isawi, how you doing? I think the Steelers will end up the 1 seed. Well, I mean, they're going to need some help to get there, but then again, I think they play the Chiefs later this year, so it'll be interesting to see those two defenses match up and if the Steelers can put up enough points.
I'm sorry?
But I do think the Steelers are a legitimate Super Bowl threat at this point.
Ruined! How so?
It's a disaster. Who wants to see a woman wrangle wild animals who doesn't have any...
Obviously, Detroit's still really good.
America, they said. Come to the land of opportunity, they said. Sod you, Daddy, I said. I'm going to America to make it on the stage.
I looked up today, and I had no idea, but I mean, because I know the NFC West has been kind of a mess, but Arizona's in first place. Legendary clown.
I had an act. The bravest woman in the world. The animal wrangler. Watch her tame wild beasts.
This guy definitely is a clown.
Of course I was the bloody woman. Look at me. It's the stage. Grease paint. Tears. No one wants to see a man wrangling wild animals. And no one wants to see a woman wrangling nothing. Can I borrow your gun? I want to shoot myself. You see, I'm buggered.
What?
My animals. They escaped. And now I'm buggered.
What escaped?
A priceless Ranjaniki tiger from the slopes of the Hindu Heights. A fantastic, elusive zebra from the plains of Ongo Bongo by the shores of the Limpopo. And a magnificent lion from the grasslands of Tanganyika.
Yeah, I see your problem. They're pretty hard to come by around here.
Listen, friend. Help a fellow out, would you? I'm beyond desperate. If you see any of them, will you bring them back here?
If I see a tiger or a lion or a zebra just roaming around.
Exactly. Well, I believe the zebra...
It's like you're seriously asking a stranger to capture a lion and a tiger. The zebra? Okay, but
It's bloody Margaret, not
you're gonna meet a really legendary lion this mission. Oh, I know. I have done this before a couple of times.
Mistress of fucking danger.
Dude, language? Chase. That's a bad language. My gosh. Margaret. Let's save Margaret. I watched the Steelers play. The greatest interception. This guy ripped the ball out of his hands as he was going down. I'll have to check that out. I haven't watched them a ton. I mean, granted, for me, as someone who doesn't particularly like Pittsburgh, I was joking around with a couple of people, and I was like, is this NFL season really going to put me in a position where I've got to choose between Pittsburgh and Kansas City out of the AFC? Y'all really going to make me do this? That's not nice. But It's like, it is what it is. Pittsburgh's pretty good this year. Hostman, how you doing? Are you gonna stream Red Dead Online? Probably not. I would actually have to switch PSN accounts to do that, which I don't think I've got my other PSN account even linked to YouTube. Because this profile is specifically for just live streaming. It's not my main account. It's not where I purchase stuff from. It's not where I've got PlayStation Plus on or anything. And obviously you have to have PS Plus to play online. So this profile cannot even play Red Dead Online. I have to switch to a separate profile. Steelers made Derrick Henry fumble on the second play of the game. Third kickoff. That's the play. Nice. Sony. Yeah. Sony has become increasingly cringe. This has to be our zebra. Zebras are like the moped of the Old West.
What they done to you?
And by zebras, of course, I mean this donkey. If you actually could get a zebra for real in the Old West. I know, that's the joke. I mean, if you actually could get a zebra in the Old West, then that's actually more like a freaking Ferrari. It's like, you get back here, dang it. Zebras are the season 2 VI of the Old West. Speaking of season 2s, I've been trying to avoid the chat we share, Hosty, because I know you're all been talking a lot about Arcane, and I'm like, all right, I'm seeing a decent amount of the discourse to know that people are not particularly happy with it, but I'm still trying to dodge any spoilers in case it gets good.
Stripes better not rub off on my pants.
Episodes 5 and 6 are way better. I'm glad to hear that. I obviously want it to stay. I want it to stay good. This is part of the reason why I am always very hesitant about getting into shows early, because there's never a guarantee they're going to stay good, and I don't like investing that much time knowing I'm going to be disappointed. It is not a pleasant experience. And yes, I'm saying I've not even watched season 1 of Arcane. I'm sure it's great, obviously. But it's like, yeah, I'm not going to watch that till I know season 2 is at least passable. A good, conclusion. It's like, once I know that, I'll feel better about it. It's okay, little donkey. Still enjoyed with the writing. Took a dive in episodes 1 through 4. It's disappointing. Yeah. I mean, I know that was a lot of people's concern with it moving to Netflix. I don't know how much they have to do with the overall production of the show, but
That ain't helpful.
I'd have to look into that more, I guess. Steelers play 3 division games in a row, then the Eagles, Ravens, and KC. They got a pretty tough schedule coming up, but I mean, as good as they've been, it's helped. I mean, it helps that division as far as competition-wise that the Browns aren't very good. Browns are kind of an easy win because they're terrible. I know there's talk about their coach being on the hot seat now, which is understandable. But Browns have a lot they got to change. episodes 1 through 4 weren't written by the creators of the show. They were written by noobs and by a lady who wrote one episode in season 1. Ouch. Why didn't the creators write them? What the heck? Go give it a sprint. Show us how fast it is. Well, I mean, we're already all the way up here. And plus, if you overexert it, it might buck you off.
You found him, our zebra.
Well, you can call him that. Although he's as much a zebra as you are a
Woman.
lady animal wrangler.
Ha!
You're missing the point, aren't you? It's an illusion.
Exactly. Just, you are the gender you were born with, sir.
Hoodwink, you're on
Saints
it.
axed their head coach and won 2 games in a row. They might actually be contenders this year.
Don't be so
I wouldn't go that far, but
No one will pay for the
it's
truth.
surprising that actually
They only pay
happens
for deception.
relatively often. A team will fire their coach, and then all of a sudden
Dreams and reality.
that'll galvanize them for a little while, and they'll start playing well. It doesn't always last.
Pursuing some poor beast
Kind of usually ends up depending on if the players really like the person. Like the Jets fired their coach, and they've still been garbage, which is funny.
There,
But
in the glare of those
Ravens
eyes,
also seem to have the Ravens numbers.
into
Similar to how
something
Brady had
extraordinary.
the Steelers
It's
when they were
difference.
playing the yeah, that's the weird thing is Lamar really struggles against Pittsburgh a lot.
Well, as long as you don't pay me with tickets to your show.
Yes. Well, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
And speaking of my payment,
Of course. I shall make it worth your while. But, first, we shall need the whole menagerie back before we can think about that. My assistant's gone for the tiger.
Tiger?
Yes, and taken our remaining lion in case it could lend a paw. They're down there on Caliga Way. Please, I hate to ask.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
It's like, fine, I'll catch your giant wildcat. I want to say this is actually a cougar.
Come on now, boy.
What was that? I think another icon might have just popped up. Let's see, there's that. Leopold Strauss. Do you speak only English? Yes. Like I know like some offhanded words in other languages here and there, but not like any not any like complete sentences or anything. I think Tomlin is close to making my Mount Rushmore of coaches. I mean, he's pretty dang good. It's kind of undeniable. I mean, I kind of feel like he needs to win another Super Bowl before I would elevate him, or before I would think about elevating him that high, but anybody who thinks he's not a great coach is kidding themselves. But I would like to see, well, I mean, I don't want him to win another Super Bowl because I don't like the Steelers, but as far as elevating him to the highest of highs of greatest coaches, it's like, well, when another Super Bowl, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. As far as I know, he's only got one. He only has one, right? Yeah. I think he's been to 2, if I'm not mistaken. He's got the 1 win, and he got the... I know he was the coach when they lost to Green Bay. But he is dang good, regardless. What has happened here? It's like, you okay, dude?
Good morning.
Good to see manners ain't dead yet.
I only got 2, Jibs and Bill Walsh. I speak English, French, Arabic, and speak a little bit of Spanish and Deutschland language. Oh, that's cool. Awesome, dude. Ripper's after school project. Tomlin is an absolute professional. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty dang good. It's I mean, as much as I dislike the Steelers, you know, I don't particularly have anything against him. He's great at what he does. No doubt about it. Blah, 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 blah. You're a strong one, boy. That's why anytime I hear like Pittsburgh fans saying, "Oh, we gotta fire Tomlin," I'm like, "Are you out of your mind? Are you all seriously out of your mind?" Firing Tomlin would be insanely stupid. I mean, you don't hear anything right like that this year, but obviously there have been times in previous years where
Hey, mister.
people have called for that.
Yes.
Howdy, mister.
Did,
Thank God the Steelers kicker is solid.
Found one?
no.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work for him.
Margaret said that you might need
It's
a hand.
Benjamin Dover.
That tiger's missing.
How you
Sent our
doing?
best lion out to find him, and now he's missing too. It is a right old predicament.
You're lying from Timbuktu, weren't you?
From Valentine, I think. He might be more of a kind of dog than a lion, but in a certain light, a feller could never tell.
Of course. Which way to go?
Into them shrubs over there.
Okay.
She's not particularly bright.
You hop up on the wagon.
Because if I'm not mistaken, this isn't a dog either. This is a cougar.
That first set of shrubs, that's where I lost sight of him.
I got it.
It's not safe to whistle. Oh, okay, so we we don't want our horse. Follow the trail. Aha!
These are paw prints.
Wagon along.
As much as I hate the Chiefs, Andy Reid, coach is really good. Yeah, oh, Andy Reid's fantastic. It's the Cougar and Red Dead. Glad Arthur finally moved on from what's her face.
Like blood to me. Shit.
Exactly. But yeah, like Andy Reid would be, I would put him amongst the best coaches of all time. Like, I know a lot of people, they wonder, it's like, will Mahomes be able to catch Brady or pass him? And, I mean, regardless of circumstances, that would be unlikely just because of the sheer number of times Brady won and the number of times he made a Super Bowl. I mean, it's insane. But part of what makes that all the more difficult is the fact that Brady and Belichick was reasonably young for a coach when Brady got started. He was like in his early 40s, I think. Whereas Reid's a bit up there. Reid doesn't have too many years left.
Hey, boy. Oh, where's the rest of them?
I think a cougar took him.
That'd be Stripey. And I always thought they got along.
Your tiger is a wild cat?
Uh-huh.
What else? You still need it back?
Oh, yes, sir. She's our star attraction.
Well, let's hope it wants the other half of its dinner.
This is the one place I thought the game could have done a little bit more.
Really?
He says, let's hope it has he wants the other half of its dinner. I'm like, well, then it should only be half a dog here.
Oh. Well,
It's like, come on, Rockstar, just let it be half a dog. It's fine. For all the blood and gore in this game, holy crap. It's not like you can't kill dogs in this. Did you see how much of a nightmare it is over on Sky Blue? Been contemplating making an account. Oh, I've had some temptation to making an account and saying one thing worth getting banned over, and you're like, yep, I lasted one. I mean, okay, there's a little bit of gore there, but
She won't be too far away.
so they're speaking maybe a bit hyperbolically, but it looks like it got a nice little chunk out of it. But yeah, I've been here and there hearing stuff about Blue Sky. It sounds pretty funny as far as I'm concerned.
end up losing a lion.
Yeah, dog.
Ain't having any luck.
Well, if that's what you're dealing with, you didn't have any luck to begin with. Cougars and dogs.
Hey, it ain't what you got in this life. It's what you make of it.
Well, that's very wise of you. Especially when you're lacking zebras and tigers. Hey, keep your head down. It's coming.
It's like, oh jeez. Blue Sky is Beta Land. Yeah, exactly. Just post the N-word. You'll be paying there into the netherworld. That would be one way, I suppose. I think if Patrick had gone undefeated and won a Super Bowl, this catching Brady would be hard. Hang on one sec.
I'm locking her in. Sorry, girl.
Man, I would have freaking slammed that thing shut. I wouldn't have been gentle about it.
Let's go.
I think if Patrick had gone undefeated and won a Super Bowl, this catching Brady would be harder because of accomplishments like that. Might have been made him retire, but him accomplishing that would make people say he's the GOAT. Well, yeah, if he had gone undefeated, well, hang on. Well, let's take a step back for a sec, because I'm somewhat inclined to agree, but it depends. He would have to start playing this season way better than he's been playing. Like, he would need like a pretty epic second half of the season, which, given his ability, he's certainly capable of that happening. That's part of the reason why places like DraftKings and Vegas, elevate him as a potential MVP candidate. They know he's had a terrible year, but they're like, okay, but he's still Patrick Mahomes, and if he turns it on the second half of the year and they have this great record, then he's an MVP candidate. What just happened? Well, I mean, the Tuck rule, which I would agree the Tuck rule was a terrible rule, but it was a rule all the same. I mean, so it wasn't really luck with a call. It was just a really dumb rule. Why is that? Am I accidentally, like, shooting a gun? It's like, maybe my finger slipped. I don't know. Anyhow. Okay. Yeah, I think my finger was accidentally hitting the right trigger. That's funny. What just happened? I think I accidentally shot my gun. But anywho. But yeah, Mahomes would have to play way better in the second half of the year. And then, obviously we're speaking in the hypothetical if they had gone undefeated. It wouldn't have been enough just for them to go undefeated. He would have to play great the rest of the year. Because he just hasn't been that good this year.
Nice to meet you, sir.
So if they had gone undefeated and he was just what he's been all year, it'd be like, well, I'd be like, well, they were undefeated, but how much of that was really him? What's up, Cannoli? How you doing?
You can probably tell in this field he's the ace of spades.
Yeah, that's part of the point. It's like, I'm not saying it wasn't fair. The Tuck rule was fair at the time. It was just, I don't think it was a good rule. What's up, Fez? I wish Agatha Morgan would cage me in a wagon.
You think?
Yeah, I agree, Rippers. Yeah, their defense has totally carried them this year.
It depends on how many more.
Which, granted, in its own way, has been kind of shocking. I mean, I know their defense is good, but gosh, I was like, is it really that good? And apparently, it has been.
Oh, I don't know if that'll ever happen.
But yeah, like Mahomes being put in the GOAT conversation is not going to wait for him to win 7 Super Bowls. People are going to put him in the conversation if he wins like 4 or 5. And granted, it could depend on how quickly he wins that many, but I think if he gets to 5, people are going to start regardless. Because if he plays anywhere near as long as Brady did, his stats are probably going to eclipse Brady's in many respects because they play longer seasons now. And most people won't take that into account. Should watch Steelers Ravens highlights. Oh, I've already kind of made a mental note to do so.
Thanks to you.
Oh no, he's talking sports again. I bet CLS. Don't be a sports racist. We also talk about other things like bathing Arthur Morgan. I'm sure you're somewhat interested in that, right? Oh wait, that's Vex. is it they want 2 more games or they want 18? I thought they wanted 18.
Couldn't miss him
Or are they wanting more playoff games
Mr.
too?
Margaret? Mr. Margaret!
Aha! I see you found each other.
Sure did, Mr. Margaret.
Jolly good, jolly good.
You know, tarring and feathering a donkey is one thing.
I beg your pardon? It's grease paint, makeup.
But
Yeah, I think the 17 game structure is terrible.
Animal,
I'm not a
you're
fan
gonna
of
wanna
it.
be a lot more careful.
Strappy ate King, Mr. Margaret. I saw her do it.
I always thought they got along.
Oh, she liked him just fine. She licked her chops and asked for seconds. Hey, speaking of which, you got any more word on that runaway lion, or are you gonna pay me for these misfits?
Look,
I thought the
I'm
dog
well aware
was the
that we're
runaway
not
lion.
command performance material. Daddy, you were right, goddamn you. But a cow barn in Rhodes is hardly Drury Bloody Lane.
You got any word on the lion?
Yes, I've got word on the lion. Shit is the word. Someone saw him near Emerald Ranch.
2 buys if they go 18.
As you
Jeez.
know, we're lately very short on lions. So, I'd be very grateful. All kinds of grateful.
There's only
All
one
kinds of
I
grateful.
care about.
They should try to
Come
get
on,
more
mister.
teams if they get more games. I mean, I don't like the idea of them having more games regardless, but I'm reading a book series called The Sun Eater right now. It's a sci-fi gothic type story. It's got a cool concept where the main character is telling the story, so a lot of what he says is biased. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, there have been some fun games this year, but as an overall product, I can't say I'm enjoying the NFL all that much right now. SSL? What does this game have against the British? Oh, I don't know. Ugh. I honestly don't want any.
Yep.
I really don't want too much of that, and I honestly don't want the NFL to expand much. Have I watched The Penguin? I actually haven't yet because I was kind of waiting to see if I wanted to see if it was going to have a good ending. So I was kind of waiting for the discourse to kind of, and people I trust to say, whether it was good or bad at the end. And for the most part, it sounds like it's been very positive. So I'm like, all right, cool. But I am going to probably start watching that tomorrow. So yeah, I am looking forward to getting into it. Only thing that stopped me in the day since its finale is just I've been working on a video and had other stuff I was doing in my free time as well. But yeah, I am looking forward to getting into it. I've heard it's pretty awesome. I'm going to try and do a review soon. Oh, nice.
Hold it tight! We caught him trapping in here!
If you well, he said we don't deserve it, host, so I would assume he isn't an American. Should check out Young Justice. I thought Young Justice looked kind of cringe. Uh-oh. This is where the big old lion comes in. You stay here, Wumbo.
I saw its claws. That's enough for me.
What's the ruckus, boys?
Get back! We got a cursed creature in here.
Oh, yeah?
It's as big as a mule and as mean as a hellcat. It looked like a lion to me.
That's a dog in there.
Oh,
The story was awesome. Well, you do understand that you and I generally don't agree on what constitutes an awesome story.
Said, step aside.
Britain is so cooked, please take me in America. I'll pretend to be Mexican if I have to. I gotta play this game someday. Yes, you do. You do. I better get both guns for this one.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we're trying to get Vex here too. I saw, we were, it's funny, we were talking about kind of hoping that
Go.
we would get rid of the stupid COVID-19 requirement to get into the States for legal immigrants, and wondering if it was going to take too long to make that happen. And then Thomas Massey actually today said we need to get rid of that rule. And we were like, oh, sweet, yeah, he's exactly right. We do. Because we got cool people trying to get in here. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
I'll take care of this.
Like, that must be some big dog. It's like, no, we need both guns. It's a bloody lion.
Sweet mother.
You don't deserve Thomas Massey. I can't say we don't deserve him because our state voted for him. Whoops. I was thinking I was going to have to enter Deadeye mode, but it did it for me, so I clicked out of it. Whoopsie daisy. This is like Aslan's like rabid brother. Tomlin is front runner for Coach of the Year. I would assume he is, yeah. So Gorkin, your top 10 Bond films list is rubbish. You didn't have Live and Let Die. I'll be honest. Okay, so I watched all of the Bond movies back to back to back to back when the pandemic first hit. So I generally speaking try to keep like when I do a list like that, I try to leave off movies I've only watched once. So I didn't remember. I mean, a lot of them start to blend together after a little while. So I tried to keep the list to ones that I had seen more than once, or the ones that made the biggest impression on me after one viewing. Because I haven't seen 10 of them multiple times. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to put some movies on here that I've only seen once. But it was ones that I'd seen multiple times and ones that had made a big impression on me. So over time, as I see them more, that list, could change. I do remember the song quite well, though. The Live and Let Die opening theme is pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. Margaret. I just haven't worked on the script in a while. I plan to hand it over to Vex for editing once I finish recording line. Pierce Brosnan had the best Bond movies. Those are the only ones I rewatch. I've rewatched GoldenEye many times. GoldenEye is one of my favorites. I think that's my number 2. I think I had that at number 2 after Casino Royale. I've seen Tomorrow Never Dies, I think 2 or 3 times. I think that one's kind of underrated. I enjoy that one. That one was on the list. The World Is Not Enough I thought was alright. I saw that once, and I thought Die Another Day was awful. Die Another Day was a clown movie. What's up, Boosh? Yep, Famke Janssen. Yeah, Famke Janssen. Whew. Smoke show! GoldenEye is great. Yes, it is. We're going to make you watch it over and over till you memorize every line. Well, it wouldn't be the first movie that I've watched that many times. I mean, I like Skyfall quite a bit. I think what they were going for was really cool. The execution is, if you observe it objectively, the execution is really wonky. But I think what they were going for was interesting. Is Madonna Die Another Day? I think so. Which doesn't help my enjoyment, but.
A goose will hardly get them to their feet for the curtain call. Bring on the king of the beasts, on the other hand, and they feel.
Something near where I live, and that never happens, so I have a soft spot for it. As terrible as it is, that's understandable.
I killed him.
I mean, way too many bad decisions. Madonna was the fencing too. Yeah, I knew she was in the fencing scene. I just couldn't remember what her part was in that. So I thought the fencing scene was so silly.
Of course. I have just the thing. And what's a treasure?
We'll never
is
watch the
this.
last one. No time to begin.
You're a lucky man, sir. Very lucky man. From the mines of El Dorado. As green
Who's aged
as
worse,
the
Cher or Madonna? Madonna by far has aged worse.
and as dear as all
Cher,
the gold in the
I mean, you could argue which one has aged worse in terms of personality,
compared to this
but
jewel's true value.
Cher
Wait,
doesn't look all that different than she used to, whereas Madonna is starting to look like something out of the movie Brazil.
is a promise.
Sam Mendes' direction is really what saves Skyfall. I agree. I completely
He's a great
agree.
hunting ground in the sky. Good day, sir, and thank you.
Yeah, she's 12 years older than her. Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I won't keep you. So long.
Alright, no problem, Cia. Let's have a good one.
Next time you see me, I'll be topping the bill, I promise.
Death becomes her. Yeah, that's that's another solid comparison there between those. Between what, well, considering what Madonna looks like, she ain't looking too hot. Javier Bardem does put on a good performance, yeah, but I mean, direction, performance, I mean, those often will go hand in hand. But I tend to agree that his directing style has a bigger effect on the overall movie. Did Madonna groom her kids though? See, I don't know if she had time to. They might have. They have. I don't know much. I'll be honest. I don't know a ton about her kids. I would just assume. I guess that. At first, I guess I was kind of assuming that they had aged away from the whole groomer thing, but I could be wrong because then again, Cher's. She's older, and one of Cher's kids is that Chaz Bono chick looking like a dude. From the monster, yeah, Monsters from Descent. Yeah, she kind of does resemble that a bit. Skyfall is The Dark Knight, but Bond. I thought Death Becomes Her was one of the worst movies ever made. That was a Lego movie too. I mean, there's far worse movies than both of those. I haven't watched Lego Movie 2, but I doubt it's one of the worst movies ever made. At least, I mean, granted, I've seen a lot of movies, so I've seen some pretty appalling ones. I vaguely remember Death Becomes Her. I don't remember thinking it was especially, horrific.
Hey there, friend. Wanna take the weight off?
I killed this guy earlier. She just adopted after. Oh, okay. I killed that guy earlier, several playthroughs back. The perv lives. He's got, all these dirty pics in his tent. Lego Movie 2 is pretty bad. Yeah, I hadn't heard any good things really about it, but one of the worst movies ever made. That's a pretty lofty title, and I think I have some pretty strong candidates. I'll tell you this. The other day I watched Nicolas Cage's Wicker Man for the first time. I watched it with Enzo. That is legitimately in the running for worst movie I've ever seen. Now, it does not say there's nothing enjoyable about it. It's pretty funny at times. Although we watched the version that didn't even have the not the bee scene.
Hey, that's a nice looking horse you have there.
Hang on.
Bet it ain't faster than mine though. Ariel's my pride and joy.
Why is he talking to
Why don't we
me?
race to Van Horn, the trading post?
No thanks.
Ain't interested, fella.
All right, no problem. No harm in asking.
But so we watched the version of The Wicker Man that does not have the not the bee scene. But and like I said, there were still parts of it that were really funny and really strange, but viewing it from an objective standpoint, I was really struggling to find anything of merit. I mean, I was like, wow, it's been a while since I've watched anything this awful. I mean, because the only thing I could think of that I could give it a little bit of credit for was some of the costume work near the end with the creepy masks, but almost everything else about that movie is bad. it's kind of fascinating how much of a train wreck it is. And I came away from it like, this is legitimately one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's kind of incredible. I knew it was bad. I had no idea it was going to be that bad. Is it worse than Twilight? Absolutely. It is absolutely worse than Twilight. Absolutely. Boosh, I think you're thinking of the Christopher Lee one. I'm talking about the Nicolas Cage one. But yeah, the Nicolas Cage's Wicker Man is significantly worse than Twilight. And it's not as fun to watch, sadly. Like, you know, because it could be one of those so bad it's good series, but like Twilight is freaking hilarious. Wicker Man has parts that are funny. The original is a classic. Yeah, I've heard the original Wicker Man is great. So that one I would like to watch. Okay, looking around, because we are in legendary beaver territory, so... Ladies. I think that's it. Oh my gosh. That was fast. That's a big beaver. Nice beaver. That's a bunny. Oh my gosh, it attacked me! Okay, it's starting to read. It letters voiceover, then it switches to a woman's voice. Okay, I think this is just a humongous beaver. This isn't even the legendary one. Thanks, I just had it stuck. Let's cook us a beaver. I do have a soft spot for the first Ghost Rider. You know, you're not the first person I've heard that says Ghost Rider is actually kind of fun to watch. I've heard some people say that about the sequel as well. Never watched either of them myself. Or eating beaver. The Naked Gun still makes me laugh. Oh, Naked Gun is incredible. Naked Gun has... It's one of the rare comedy trilogy. I don't know. Is there a comedy trilogy aside from The Naked Gun which actually works for all three movies? And I don't think the Cornetto trilogy is fair to put into that category because they're not really a trilogy. I mean, they're more like just I mean, it's just a series of unrelated films that are linked by kind of a gag. I mean, Naked Gun 33, it has lots of problems, but it's still pretty dang funny. I watched all of those pretty recently, and I was like, No, Boosh, I said comedy trilogy. It's comedy trilogy, not trilogy, comedy trilogy. If we were just doing flat-out trilogies, there's several of them we could probably name, but specifically a comedy trilogy. Obviously, there's other good trilogies out there. Okay, let's see. Lord of the Rings isn't a comedy? No, what? No. Stop it. First two scary movies are good. I still need to see I need to see the third one. I actually kind of need to rewatch 2 as well. I've seen Scary Movie 1 a couple of times. I'm kind of lukewarm on it. It's got moments, but I didn't think it was great. But I do remember liking the first one quite a bit. Police Squad is also gut-busting hilarious. I don't know if I ever got to watch Police Squad. Honestly, can't think of one. Yeah, I can't think of one. Wait a minute, is this a clue? Oh, this is just an herb. This is just an herb. Kathleen Robertson in Scary Movie 2. Yeah, I've heard the Police Squad show is amazing. I never got to see it. Oregano is a stamina herb. Yeah. Where's the legendary beaver? Oh, okay, it's across the river. Okay, we're in the wrong spot. We're in regular beaver territory.
Yep.
I gotta go over here to go to pretentious legendary beaver territory.
Okay then.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Austin Powers trilogy's pretty solid. I do like the Austin Powers trilogy. It's pretty good. Ace Ventura movies are awesome, but the first is better than the second. Yeah. And the third one's not even really an Ace Ventura movie, so we're not counting that. But I do like Ace Ventura too. The guest star would be killed in the first 5 minutes of the show. Yeah, I do. I do like the Austin Powers movies. They're pretty solid. I don't think any of them are exactly great. I think they're good. I honestly don't know. I don't know if I've met anybody who has liked all 3 Hangovers. I don't know if I know anybody who likes uh, Hangover 2. Ethan Brain, how you doing? I saw you earlier. Sorry, I forgot to greet you. I just, was talking to the peeps in the chat. But yes, I do see you. Thank you for being here. Excuse me. I see some red down there. Really? You know people who liked all 3 Hangover movies? Wow, I've never met anybody who liked them. Other than that first one. Pretty much everything I've heard about the Hangover sequels is that they are poopy. It's a dead rabbit. Yeah, the third Ace Ventura movie, it's like Ace as a child. So it's more of, ooh, let's make a kids movie. And we'll call it Ace Ventura, I don't know, whatever the third one's called. Ace Ventura, When the School Bell Rings, who freaking knows? We have a dime.
We got a trail.
Okay. Over here. You gotta wade through the filth and the water. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't count that entry at all.
Looks a way off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have poo. That's a decent comedy. Was Step Brother? I thought Step Brother was alright. I'm not quite as high on that movie as other people are. It's fine. I don't dislike it, but Will Ferrell's very hit and miss for me. I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan. Tropic Thunder's great. Tropic Thunder's kind of amazing. I quite like that movie. Oh my gosh. Thank You for Smoking is great. Thank You for Smoking is just a flat out great movie. Thank You for Smoking is, and it's a pretty based movie too. Holy crap, that's a big freaking beaver. Yeah, he did. He got very cringe recently. But yeah, I mean, Thank You for Smoking, it's not like the type of comedy I guess we've been talking about, but I mean, I guess it is technically a comedy. But yeah, I quite like Thank You for Smoking. I think it's a really well-written, very interesting film. I like that one a lot. Where's the key grip? I want you to punch him in the face as hard as you can. Oh, shoot. I dropped my beaver. Will Ferrell's awful now. Yeah. He's pretty cringe. I mean, like I said, I've never been like a huge fan of his comedy. It's just he's hit and miss. There are moments where I think he's really funny, and then there's other moments where I think he just yells really loud, and apparently that's funny. I'm like, is it though? Is it that funny? Your beaver got wet. Yeah, it did. There's smoke coming from several spots here. I can't stand Ferrell unless he's in Megamind. Yeah, Megamind's pretty good. I completely agree. I think Aaron Eckhart is a really good actor. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is in The Dark Knight. I think he's quite excellent in that film. Judd Apatow, as it seems, didn't really write those movies. Interesting.
Someone's coming. Someone's coming. Let's get it.
Uh-oh. They're acting sus. That means we gotta kill them. I don't know what crimes you committed, but I'm sure they're terrible.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yep, I was right. They're terrible. Yeah, I think, Eckert and Ledger are great in that. I mean, I still really like The Dark Knight a lot, but when you kind of step outside of what, how you feel about it, there are quite a lot of issues with The Dark Knight, but I mean, I still really enjoy the heck out of it. I think it's one of the most entertaining movies ever made. But, is it objectively great? Does everything hold together right? Not really. I mean, if you view it that way, it's more like a 6 or a 7. But on an entertainment level, I think it's like a 9.
Easy now.
At least. Maybe even higher. What's up, Akuma Gaming, my brother? Have you seen the Tangerine? I once saw a cut of The Dark Knight, the size of a tangerine. The bank plan is mega retarded. Yeah, it is. I know. I watched Despot's video about the bank plan, and I was like, yeah, that plan has like would realistically have like no chance of working. Like all the ins and outs of it, it's like, yeah, that wouldn't have any real chance of working. That was a good video. I liked it. I like Despot. I got to stream with him once. He's a cool guy. And he appreciates Amadeus as much as I do. So that made his profile go up really high in my book. So I was like, hey, anybody who is smart enough to appreciate the genius of Amadeus, aka the greatest film ever made, you're alright in my book. Alright, so let's see. To the Trapper. I do love that Tangerine line, and I love the way it can be memed. I was in Burma. We were all hunting a bandit the size of a tangerine. Michael Caine really just makes everything better. Yeah, Ledger and Eckert, they're a big reason The Dark Knight's great. I would also put in Gary Oldman and Michael Caine. They're awesome in it. The weird part is, like, okay, so, regardless of how one feels about Batman's voice in those movies, like, I get what Bale was going for. It could be a little funny at times, but I do really like him as Bruce Wayne, though. Couldn't save Jaws 4, though. No. Nothing was saving Jaws 4. Jaws 4 just the whole concept, like right when you read the synopsis, you're like, this can't be good. Unless it knows exactly what it is, it's impossible for this to be good. Kind of like the movie Trap that just came out. I am amazed how many Trap apologists there are out there. Because I saw Trap kind of recently, and I'm starting to see more and more people like, oh, no, Trap's really good. And I'm like, no, it's not. Trap is retarded. Trap's a really stupid movie. Even in concept, it's really stupid.
Glad to see you again, sir.
But it's poorly executed also. But there's a lot of people who actually like that movie, and I'm like, are you all insane? No, well, it's a little more than just liking. If you like it, that's fine, but there are people who think it's legitimately good. And I'm like, no, it's not good. The trailer for Trap ruined the movie. Yeah, the concept for Trap is ridiculous. Like, right out of the gate, I was like, this story is nonsense right away. This makes zero sense. So unless it knows what it is, it really can't be good. And it's awful. Michael Caine, the Swarm. The bees. Joker was the only reason for The Dark Knight. I mean, I like more about The Dark Knight than just Joker, but he's the best part of it. Alrighty then. You can hear Amy Schumer out in the distance. Holy crap. It was terrifying. Yeah, we've actually captured us a few little legendary animals. The stupid vendor just happens to tell the exact guy who needed to know the top secret plan to kick off the entire movie. Yeah. It's such a stupid film.
Let's go, boy.
But it oddly has its apology. And the thing is, there are some movies that are terrible, but I kind of know what people like about them. Like, I can kind of, it's like, okay, this is dumb, but I get it, you know? I kind of get what people like. I don't know what people see in that movie.
More than that, boy.
I know a tangerine when I see I want to hear Michael Caine talk about the band Tangerine Dream. I once had a dream the size of a tangerine. His smile is from the stay away from the playground catalog. Josh Hartnett honestly is, though. He's another, like, I was glad when Nolan put him in Oppenheimer and gave him actually a pretty decent role, because I thought, he was solid in it. And I've thought for a while that, he is a pretty decent actor, but he always gets put in these crap movies, and then like, oh, he's going to be the lead in Shyamalan's new movie. I was like, oh no, that's not a good thing. Apologize for Trap at the same ones who apologize for Knives Out. Ugh. Knives Out. Well, we all know who loves Venn diagrams, don't we, Hosty? I love Venn diagrams. I once saw a tangerine the size of a tangerine. He was playing with a child the size of a local warlord, the size of a tangerine. I still haven't watched Glass Onion. I will at some point, because I would love to do a breakdown of everything. Well, at least a lot of stuff wrong. I don't know if anyone in one session could point out everything wrong with Knives Out. Because Knives Out's one of those movies I watched it in the theater, and I was like, okay, there's some superficial entertainment to this, but this is nowhere near as good as people are saying it is. And when I took some time to actually think about it, I was like, yeah, this is really stupid. And then I watched it again, and I was like, yeah, this is garbage. This is freaking garbage. It was the worst movie I've seen in years. Rian Johnson. Good lord. If only her love of Venn diagrams could overlap with her being president. Yeah. Haha. I love how they're trying to post like polls like who do you want running in 2028, and they're like, oh, she leads the pack right now and I'm like, give it time. We're fresh off the election. She's the face that everybody knows. He was hired from the worst Breaking Bad episode. I know people generally call Fly the worst episode, but here's the thing: Johnson also directed the best Breaking Bad episode because he directed Ozymandias. I actually think Fly's. I like the episode Fly. There's not an episode of Breaking Bad I don't love. I actually think every episode of Breaking Bad is really good at worst. Like, I think the lowest rated episode I actually went through the series several times, and one of the times I went through it, I was like rating all the episodes. I think the lowest rating I had was a 7. I love that show. I think it is so well constructed and written. But I like Fly. I quite like that episode. But I mean, it's Rian Johnson's just really directed. Oh, I disagree. I think the last season's awesome. I love the last season of that show. But I think that, I mean, when you're dealing with like him as the director, it's like the good thing is you don't have him as the writer. His writing is what's so bad. I know there are some people who think Better Call Saul is better. I don't. I mean, I love Better Call Saul. I think it's pretty awesome. But then again, I've only watched Better Call Saul as a series once, whereas I've watched Breaking Bad about 4 times. So that's one of those discussions I try not to lend too much to because I'm not positive yet. I know on first run I certainly liked Breaking Bad more. But Better Call Saul, pretty dang good. I do like it. Wouldn't it be funny if Taylor Swift ran and lost the popular vote and electoral college to JT fans? I'll be honest, I would be kind of grossed out if like Taylor Swift ran for president. But at the same time, would it be the most far-fetched thing in the world? No, it wouldn't. I wish I could totally agree with you on that, but I think we have so many dumb people voting in elections that it wouldn't surprise me as much if she did win. El Camino not good. I thought El Camino was fine, but I probably wouldn't elevate it to good. I would just probably like, because I've only felt inclined to watch that once.
Again, I know. Listen, I know what this looks like, but you've got to help me out again. And come on, please.
It's gonna be a harder shot. I can't really see it that well.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Praise the Lord. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm about more broke than last time, but, well, I heard something you might like. Well, some drunk's been hoarding his money in this little place south of Rhodes down by the river. A lot of money and very drunk. At least that's what they say.
Oh, I look like a thief or something?
Or something, maybe. I don't know.
I love a good homestead robbery. Mr. B said he would run for president if age requirement was lower, but considering what happened with Chris, I doubt he would win.
Me.
Yeah, AOC's brightness is about the equivalent of a 3-watt bulb. She's a dunce. Like, part of what helps her politically is the fact that she doesn't hold an office that is having all that much of an effect, so she's just kind of a mouthpiece politician. If she actually got a more prominent role working her way up towards that, which granted, they might try to elevate her quickly anyway, but she's someone that, if people could see like the effect her policies would actually have, they'd realize how terrible she is. Like, I don't think she would have a great chance of winning against a viable candidate at all. She's one of those people who would just fall apart in a debate. I mean, she can do the rah-rah rallies and stuff like that, you know, and do all the sassy girl stuff and get people to cheer, but in an actual debate and on the political stage getting grilled, she falls apart. I don't want Newsom. It's like, I would never want Gavin Newsom. Gosh, she's awful. Gavin Newsom's terrible. He's one of the most destructive politicians in the country. Mr. Peace versus Dr. Disrespect. That would be terrible. Oh no. Yeah, I kind of feel like AOC's 15 minutes are just about up. That's sort of the impression I'm getting. What the heck?
Calm down, will you?
Hang on. Are you an illegal?
Get up. Slow it up.
I didn't like his hat. I picked the stupidest reasons to shoot people. Like, hey. Make court porters sore. That's right, that's how you gotta handle it sometime. A witness.
Hey, pig. What's happening here?
Nothing. He's like, what's that there? I don't know what you're talking about. It was dark. Nobody saw anything. Would be hot if she didn't talk. She is so very stupid. Yeah. Yeah, she's not a bad-looking girl, obviously, but she's so retarded. She is so retarded. I mean, she's not I wouldn't say she's like a great-looking girl. It's like she's got a little bit of the horse face thing going, but she's not ugly. But holy crap, once she starts talking, it's like, are you an illegal? Didn't even wait for an answer. It's like, wait a minute, why didn't you speak English? Foreigner! Boosh asks himself, are they still as good looking if they're wearing a muzzle?
We got the bastard. Now kill him.
Easy.
Oh gosh, there's guys behind me. Or gains damage. Oh, I don't see the whole chat, unfortunately. Curse you, YouTube, with your silly chat rules and whatever. It's a cool covered bridge. I agree. I like the covered bridges. And part of the reason I like going through the covered bridges is because I almost always get jumped on them, which means I can shoot people. And when it all comes down to it, that's what I like. I like shooting people in this game. It's fun. That's probably why all it takes is for somebody to say something that sounds kind of aggressive towards me, and I'm like, well, I can't let that slide. It wasn't just that the guy spoke Spanish at me, it's that he spoke it in a way that seemed aggressive. And I'm like, well, you have forfeited your right to ever speak again. Bang! These dudes do have a decent little amount of money on them for a couple of normies. I think these are like some of them Lemoyne Raiders. Or, you know, were. I hear gators. Morning. What'd you say? And I started blasting. Ah, my favorite leather belt. I have something for you. I want to see if he does anything. Come on, have yourself a Lemoyne Raider. They're delicious. I guess he's not hungry. Well, you know, he can save it for later. That's fine. We'll ziplock it. He doesn't look like he's going to eat him right now. That's too bad. Dump one in the water. I could have, but... You know, there's things to do. Maybe they'll walk up to where they are at some point and eat them. That's going to be my headcanon. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, clipped it. You border controls being sent to Dark Arctis Core. It's like, are you? It's like, wait, are you illegal? Bang! Gore King borders are. Alright. I'm trying to remember what am I even riding towards. I think I'm riding towards Saint Denis and a bounty poster. I'm gonna do some bounty hunting. Horsey's getting a little low there. Okay, boy. Morning. See, that's how you greet someone. Not with like that aggressive Spanish. Jeez. You say good morning. Or hasta mañana or something. Gators are peak evolution. Gators are pretty neat. Crocodiles pretty neat too. Crocodiles are kind of scary. Tell you the animal though that I think's like arguably the most terrifying though is a hippopotamus. I mean, they're gross, they're enormous, they're fast. They have the bite power to like split a gator in half, and they don't even eat meat. They'll just attack. They're just like, I don't freaking care. I'm just gonna kill you because. It's like hippos are kind of horrible. Like, I'm not saying most animals when you hear they're endangered, you're like, that's sad. You know, I hope we don't lose that. But if I were to hear that about hippos, I'd be like, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. If we lose hippos, okay. What just happened here? Did she throw his clothes out?
I've been covered in worse, friend.
Of all the days?
Wait a minute, are there better days where he could have had that dumped on him? Did she pour crap on his face? I would have been interested to see how they got to that point.
What's your damn problem?
Wouldn't you miss Gloria and her amazing body? Ah, let's hitch our horse up. That isn't the braggy thing. No, it isn't. That's not. It's not a brag. It's like, oh, I've been covered in worse. It's like, really?
Well, you're not here to turn yourself in, so I conclude you're a bounty hunter. May I direct you to the poster on the wall there?
He sounds like he works at Candyland. Lindsay Wofford. Wow, we're hunting a guy who got named Lindsay. No wonder he became bad. Arthur has been in... Oh, no. Oh, no. No, it's not a lady. It's a boy named Lindsay.
You going after Lindsay Wofford? I might be. Or I might just want to hang his poster up on my wall.
Yeah, they're a bad lot, the Lamone Raiders. Stupid fellas won't leave good enough alone. One of these days, the government's gonna get sick of private militias, you know.
One of these days, the government's gonna get sick of all of us.
Don't tell them I said that.
Alright, let's go find Lindsay. So now, Lindsay, I know you've had it rough with that whole, you know, first name bullcrap you had to deal with, but... Alright, where is Lindsay? Wait, there's a stranger here too, so we can open up that. Boy. He spoke Spanish. God. Oh boy. Okay, hang on. Hold the phone, y'all. We've got a 19th Amendment lady around here. And if ever there was somebody to get rid of, it's a 19th Amendment lady. This is something we got to put a stop to. This is the kind of time paradox that the world needs.
I will say this for as long as it takes. Come on, people. Let me vote.
People, don't listen to her.
Morning, mister.
Change the future. Save the world. Save the dream.
Hey, you. You ain't supposed to be here.
Piss off, kid. You're lucky you didn't say that in Spanish.
Let women vote. It's time to let women
Morning to you.
vote.
No, it isn't. It's never time to let women vote. I can't go up the stairs with the horse? The heck?
Hey, careful now.
We'll come back to this later when we are more entrenched in sanity.
Can I bother you for a minute of your time?
Now, this is a nice lady. There's a little bit of a story
Can
thing
I
here,
tell
too.
you a little about what we're doing here?
Sure.
Less than a minute, I promise. We're trying to raise money to build an expansion to the Quincy Harris Memorial Hall, a shelter for homeless veterans and their families. Can you help? A donation of $20 would put us well on our way.
$20 ain't no chicken feed, but sure, I can help you out.
That's very kind.
I agree.
What's your name, sir?
Arthur Morgan.
Your donation will be acknowledged on a founder's plaque when the building is completed. You have a great day, Mr. Morgan.
See, she wasn't asking to vote. I'm fine with that. Plus, you can return here with John Marston in the epilogue, and you can find his name written there. It's kind of a nice little moment. Okay, so... Ooh, a tailor. I might come back to that afterwards. Have to pick up some clothing for this region, because Lord knows it's a bit warm up in this region. But for now, we gotta catch Lindsay. But yeah, that 19th Amendment lady, it's like, okay, lady, history needs you to be stopped. All of you. You are not the droids we're looking for. It's such a nice countryside. It's like we gotta get a beat on her location and a sniper rifle. Or we could just, like throw a lasso around her and start riding. It's like, you still want to vote? Do you want to vote? How about Spanish? You speak it? I wonder what's in that house. Actually kind of looks like a house I've been to already, but then again, that might just be true of all these places. Yeah, I think this is Black Bell's house. Already been here. Black Bell, by the way, total appropriator. Not even black. Actually, I liked Black Bell. She was pretty cool. I thought she was cool. Okie dokie. Right, horsey. Hey man, how close are we? Okay, yeah. It's so pretty, this game. I still can't help but marvel at it. I don't think any game gets atmosphere gets atmosphere right the way this one does. What the heck? Oh my goodness. What's happening?
Of the government in the free state of Lemoyne.
I mean, okay, dang it. See, guys, I was just watching. I kind of agree with you on this. But you went and pointed your gun at me? See, I think you all suck. I was just gonna watch. It's like, well, a Fed, I mean... Who am I to stop you all on this one? But you had to go point it at me. Wow, they killed a couple of them. My gosh. So we do a little bit of rootin', tootin', and lootin'. Maybe when it rains. I wonder actually if it rains, the water rises. Given like this game's attention to detail, I am actually curious about that. Let me vote. I can't help but notice I don't have a sandwich. Exactly. Yeah, right. Like I lose honor for looting a Fed. Please. They loot the American taxpayer blind.
Come on now, boy. Yeah. There we go.
Let's see if they have anything in the saddlebags. This game is authoritarian confirmed. Buck 52. Alright, alright. And some fine brandy. You think there's any brandies out there that advertises themselves as, like, not fine? Salted venison. You should gain honor for stealing from feds. Yeah, I mean, at worst, it should be neutral. It's like, oh, you stole off those corpses. I was like, they were feds. They're like, oh, well, no, it's fine. I'll chew some cocaine gum. That's a good reaction to chewing cocaine gum. Yep. That's some good cocaine gum.
Easy now.
See Biden's corrupt FBI director caught colluding to overthrow Trump. I didn't see that, no. I'll have to look into that. That one I missed. Well, if he were charged with treason and found guilty, he'd get a little more than jail. I know there's a lot of reports of them like freaking out over some of his picks, which I'm like, well, that can only be good as far as I'm concerned. And like massive amounts of it's like, we will walk away, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point. We want y'all to walk away. That'd be good. It's called efficiency. Okay, he's held up here. Neat. Investigate the fort. Private and FBI emails and message software talking about removing him. Claims he's unbiased. History says otherwise. Like, you claim you're unbiased, but you want to remove somebody that was, elected. I think that shows some bias. Just saying. Pedro Tiago. Hello. Good to see you.
I got here a warrant for your arrest, or the other thing if it comes to it.
A federal warrant? No, that don't mean much in a sovereign territory, mister. We've been beat.
Come away peacefully and you can live, Mr. Wofford.
Someone take the big gun!
I don't know who this no count bounty bastard is.
Ow.
Push up, choke him.
Oh, gosh.
He's on government orders.
Crap. He's on government orders. Shadir Sanders is going to be the #1 drafted player, but I bet it will be 6 years before he has a higher net worth. He did, especially with a quarterback salary. Oh, referring to like how much he was making at Colorado? It's very possible. Very possible.
Lindsay Wofford, I got here a warrant for your arrest, or the other thing if it comes to it. Come away peacefully and you can live, Mr. Wofford.
Stay away from that gun. I love a good shootout. They're always fun. Oh, a higher net worth than his dad. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I would think that would take a while. Yeah, that's what they tell me at the whorehouse. Means something totally different, though. Ooh, that's sad. Oh, that's the end of him. There are lots of y'all. Or there were. Alright, let's loot a bit. If more of them show up, that's fine. It just means more people to shoot. Lemoyne Raiders. Alright. Ba-da-ba-doo. Guinness Network is 45 million on his first real contract ever. His rookie contract, he did good. And that one sees. Also, we can't leave that unexploded. We're just gonna do that for fun. Seems a waste to let those pyrotechnics not go off. Yay! SM is diverse. Wow, your channel is amazing. Oh, well, thank you. SW now. I appreciate that. Come with me, Lindsay. Freaking Lindsay. Bloody Lindsay. I mean, definitely bloody now. I mean, Lindsay didn't make it. Look, more explosives that we didn't blow up. Well, we can't have that. Lindsay, you stay here. I'm gonna loot him real quick. Where did I get him? He's got a pocket watch. Do you get more money if they're alive? Most of the bounties that I've encountered thus far, they want them alive exclusively. I think this one, the intention is for you to get him dead. It'd be hard to take him alive in this kind of fight. I mean, it's not impossible, I would think, but... Oh, wow. I cut him down with that gun. I took his legs out from under him and everything. Neat. I didn't realize that gun was that strong. Oh my gosh. That's kind of awesome. He had a buck 47 on him, so worth it. My gosh. That gun ripped into shreds. Sweet cheeses. Haha, he's touching Lindsay's butt. Come to me, Wumbo. I start make video for my channel after 2 years. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, we gonna stow him. And take him back.
Okay, fella.
Horsey needs some food.
How you doing, boy?
Have yourself a classic oatcake. None of those newfangled oatcakes. That government processed oatcake nonsense. We don't do that around here. We go for the classics. I don't know what they have in them, but it's oat and it's cake, obviously. A little bit of oat, a little bit of Betty Crocker. That's my guess. Okie dokie. Here we go. It said the bounty was for $100, so if it's more for him to be taken there alive, I would assume I get less than 100. So I guess we'll see in this guy's case. But Arthur said dead or alive when he approached. So, and generally speaking, if you do a bounty and it's supposed to be alive and you shoot them, you fail it. So I think in this case it's just either or. Dead or alive, Lindsay, you're coming with me. Hello, gents. I guess it is good that they built this bridge to keep you out of the mud and a little bit more away from the gators. think that was a bit of an overreaction. Alright, we would definitely stop at the tailor. Get us some springy, summery garb after we cash this bounty. They're all like, who is that guy hanging there off your seat?
What's all this trouble about?
He's got Lindsay. Did somebody just scream caramba? I found Albanian horse near the Annenberg River. Yeah, there are some pretty awesome horses. Just kind of gotten used to this one, so for now I'm hanging on to it. But I'll probably set aside some time at some point or other to grab me some better horses. I know there's that white Arabian horse up in the mountains. Alright. Let's hitch up Wumbo here. Well, you don't have to hitch him, he'll stay. I've got Lindsay. I guess I just walk in. What a weird time. You could just walk into a building.
I believe this body's worth something.
Hell now. So much for them boys being the tear of the South. Drop that rate in the cart out back.
Yeah, have some faith in the horse. What a strange time. You just walk into a police station with a body on your shoulder. It's like, got one for you. It's like, take him out back. I don't think you can do that today. Like, if you walked in with a body, they'd be like, what the... I think they would at least be mildly perturbed. Like, dude just walked in with a body on his shoulder. My gosh. I've got Lindsay all over my shoulder. Gotta take that to a dry cleaner.
I make good on my promises. Here's your payment.
Thank you.
That's it.
Alright, got my 100. Got my 100. And now we go to the tailor. Where's the tailor? There it is. Up there. Good horsey. See? Stayed put. Good horse. You really are okay, boy. That woman. No, you don't. Stab it. Oh, wow, an old-timey stop sign. I didn't know they had stop signs for your horse.
Out of the damn way.
Look up, you fool.
Arthur's like, I want to jog. Y'all leave me alone. Jog through a crowd. Okay. Hey, let me in. Where's the entrance to the tailor?
Good day.
Whoa.
Sorry, mister. My
You
mistake.
jerk. I am so gonna knock you out.
That man just robbed you. I saw it. Get after him.
I beg you.
All right. Damn it. You got me. Here.
What do you mean here? You better give me that dang money back.
I will kill you. Right here.
I need help.
Hurry up.
All right. Help me, Damn it. You got
There you go.
me. Here.
Try to take my money. It's like, I got no chill, fool. Alright.
Everything you need and more than that.
Excuse me. Alright, let's check out some sheets. What you got? What you got? Shirts look pretty basic, it would seem.
People around here come in just for those.
And let's look at our vests. No, I don't like the tear in them. It's kind of, it's a bit foogly. That's, no. No. It's too bright. I'm more or less fine with the pants and whatnot that he's wearing.
I stand behind everything I sell in this place, so you can purchase with confidence.
That is cool looking for real.
Could I interest you in trying that one on?
That's for colder weather. Nah. Wait, go back. It's the Rambler jacket, which I believe I'm wearing at the moment.
I only stock the best in my shop. Buy from me, and you'll never be disappointed.
What kind of accessories do they have?
Are you feeling good? Because you're looking great.
It's like, you're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it.
I have plenty more great items.
It's a fancy looking shop, that's for sure. It's a rather attractive place to buy clothing, I do say so myself.
Look out, mister.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mama.
Let's go. I got places to be.
You know, if y'all have to ride that carriage on the street, maybe this isn't the best place for a hitching post. Just saying, your city planner, you might want to give him a call. Alright, so we have the Curse of True Love, which I'm pretty sure that is our next mission. And we haven't done any main missions on this stream. so far. You're already in Saint Denis? Well, there was a bounty poster that was up, and I've been through here a little bit, so I decided to take it. Maybe grab some clothing. But yeah. You can go to Saint Denis Chapter 2 if you want to. Most of the map is pretty much open for you. No main story in here? Yeah, I haven't done any main story. I've kind of only just started like the early stuff in Chapter 3 yesterday, and now I'm gonna do a little bit more. Look at how late or so, but yeah, just doing a little bit of activity here. Had one guy, I walked into that Taylor, some guy pickpocketed me, and I was like, nope, nope, nope. So we shot him, and then we tackled him, and then we got our money back, and then we hit him. It was a wonderful story. It's so nice when that happens. Okay, let's head over this way. And the one good change also, Whitey, from yesterday's stream is I'm not exhausted. I'm not falling asleep. It's so much better having actually slept some. I should ask the gang not to use weapons or cause trouble in Caligula Hall. In Caligula Hall. Yeah, I kind of did, I guess. And I think I just saw a notification. Did you upload something, Whitey? So I'll have to check that out later. Let's just hop it. What's the point of doing anything else? I want to talk to you, ma'am. Maybe I have to talk to the guys at the gate. I did a little 3 minutes or so long video. One of the most relaxing music ones. Nice. I'll have to check that out later.
This here the Gray Plantation?
Yep.
Hey, look, I've been helping the sheriff with some troubles. Wanted me to have a word with a few of the folks on the property here.
Emmett, please. All right. Have a word. But I ain't got the time to help you.
Obliged.
Find out more about the Grays. Alright, let's see if we can chat with this fella.
Hey, I was hoping you'd talk a moment. I'm a student of the history of the region, and,
I ain't the one to speak to. Try Master Bo. Think he's down there by the wood store. Boy's got all the time in the world.
Alright, we will speak to Bo at the wood store. That's just fine. I have it pinned on my Twitter, so I'll post it to groups here after a bit. Having to do the back and forth between the two youngins from the different families. Yeah, I think that's what this one begins, is their little Romeo and Juliet story. I believe Modest Pelican referred to this kind of letter writing as the dick pics of the Old West. And I was like, okay. That's a way of putting it. Giddy up. Oh, here he is. It's Beaugray.
Sheriff's office?
Excuse me, friend.
We friends?
Not yet, but he is hoping.
I guess.
We don't get a lot of traveling men here.
Would you like to see the
Suddenly,
drawing
there's
of
a
my
whole
peenie?
Phalanx of mysterious but strangely helpful Yankees about the place.
Phalanx does sound like phallus.
I'm just looking for
He's a
work.
pervert.
Looking for something. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
What secret?
I got a secret of my own.
Are you secretly normal?
Excuse me?
Never mind.
The thing is, I don't care if you kill the whole lot of us and the Braithwaites.
I don't want to kill anyone.
I love her, you know.
Love who?
Penelope.
Is your name Lindsay?
Love tends to be complicated.
She's a Braithwaite. I'm Bo Gray, son of Tavish Gray, nephew of Lee Gray, the sheriff, grandson of old Murdo Gray. We Grays have been loyal to the state and murderous to the Braithwaites.
People
for so
call our
long
little
now,
group
no one
the
can
Grey
quite
Wads.
explain why. Beyond blind loyalty and stupidity, I'm supposed to be loyal to some nonsense while she's amazing. She's like a woman from the future. She's like tomorrow, if tomorrow turns out fine.
Well, I'm sorry for your predicament.
Would you help?
I don't want to
Thank
get
goodness those
involved.
names have mostly gone away.
Seems unseemly.
Kill the
I'll
stork,
pay.
take his
I've got
girlfriend.
money. We Grays, we've always got money. No brains, mine, but money.
Well, in that case,
I know she loves to sit out in the gazebo on the edge of the Braithwaite property. Take her this letter and this bracelet, please.
It's like, huh, he just gave a stranger a bracelet.
Look out for their guards. They're worse with strangers than ours are.
Sneak into the grounds of Braithwaite Manor. It's like the things I do for love. Well, for other people's love, I guess. One thing I wish Red Dead Redemption 2 could have had is just taking over places for your gang you felt suitable inside. I mean, I don't know if that would work well for this particular story, but conceptually, it sounds great. Like, that's kind of why it's like, I really feel like it'd be a huge missed opportunity for someone not to make a game like this, or for Red Dead 3 not to just let you kind of, not just kind of let you have freedom over your own playthrough. Let you, you know, you could be a man of the law, you could be, you know, a bounty hunter, or you could kind of have the role of, you know, a gunslinger or something. Kind of let you craft your own adventure to an extent, and do stuff like what you're describing, where you could take over places like this and reap the rewards and the consequences alike. They'll only ruin it. Yeah, well, I mean, she's probably not wrong. I mean, given who's in charge, but yeah, it's one of those things that we're likely never to get the full potential of what something like this could be. At least not from Rockstar, or at least not anytime really, really soon. Maybe someday. But yeah, it feels like it would be an expansion on some of the ideas they had in San Andreas. Like San Andreas, part of what I've always found kind of sad about GTA is San Andreas had ideas that they really should have been building off of. Like the gang territory stuff, all of that was really cool. You would feel like that would be a stepping stone towards what you're describing. And it was just a feature for that game. And then, you know, they did GTA 4 and it was a very different game. And I was like, I don't really like GTA 4 that much, because a lot of the promise of San Andreas, I felt like they nuked a little bit. Like, oh, but you can do all this stuff, like go bowling and play darts. And I'm like, I don't care about doing that. I don't get why people get so enamored with that stuff in those games. I'm like, okay, you get to play a crappy version of bowling and darts and stuff. Who cares? Vice City is the best. I mean, I lean San Andreas is the best, but I mean, Vice City's pretty awesome. I like Vice City a lot. Work phone keeps ringing and interrupting this glorious playthrough. Oh, that's too bad. It's like, come on, people, cut it out. So, are we on their property? It looks like we're on their property. Or am I heading towards their property? We definitely need to eat something here. Stamina. Tri-City influence so much literally made some music artists come out of retirement. I know, right? GTA 5 was pretty mind-blowing. Yeah, I mean, like, GTA 5 at the very least, I thought hit a home run with its gameplay. Bank heists are... Oh. The bank heists in GTA are freaking glorious. I love those. And all the rentals of Scarface afterward must have been crazy. Well, that will... yeah, well, not only that, but you could argue the same thing for GTA 3, because GTA 3, pretty much that entire soundtrack, at least on one of those stations, is from Scarface. I'm kind of afraid to still get GTA 5. Like, I never thought I would buy it again, but when they had it on the cheap on Steam the other day, I was like, oh shoot, here we go again. Because I do really like GTA 5. And I mean, there's a part of me that resents it to a degree, but I'm like, it is still a great game. Yeah.
This one ain't supposed to be here.
What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm just a tourist.
Keep going and don't come back.
It's like, whoops. I probably should be wearing my mask. We don't want to give these farmers COVID, obviously. I mean tuberculosis. Or maybe we do. A tourist that's, lurking. Exactly. Alright, let's be a little more careful. My cat has snuck into the plantation. I'm just gonna hide in this giant thing of water. Probably wouldn't be good to kill these people, but it'd be fun too.
How many gazebos they need?
Gazebo. Okay, we need to head that way. Heading towards the dot. Alright, let's keep sneaking, keep sneaking. Everybody be very quiet. See, I feel like it'd be bad faith to kill people here, because it'd be like, she's just gonna want a letter delivered. She's like, oh, I'm so glad you're here to give him this letter and deliver my bracelet. Oh my gosh! You stabbed that guy. I'm like, well, how important's the letter?
Are you Penelope Braithwaite?
Well, yes, I am.
I've got a letter for you.
Oh.
And
It's just the letter D.
A letter and a gift. Well, we don't even know each other.
well, it's not from me. It's from
From Bo. Oh, he is so...
Strange.
Gay?
Yes, he's a little strange, but also
And he's a little
so
gay.
human. The rest of our families are stuck in the dark ages, or, well, I don't know, cave people, perhaps. Bo's different, but if they find out,
I got a surprise for
they'll
you.
kill him and send me away
Zip.
someplace awful, like Ohio. Have you ever been to Ohio, sir?
No.
Well,
Hello, Israel. How you doing?
my uncle has a factory there. He was sort of the black sheep on account of having left. But now they tolerate him because he's a vicious snob.
Is that all it
Families
takes?
are
Gay?
something else. You got a family, sir?
No, not really.
Family.
Well, they tolerate him because of the money. But me, with my ideas above my station, they can't stand.
That sounds pretty complicated. I don't know quite what to say.
Well, nothing to say except I hope they all rot. I don't. Well.
I do.
But here, if you see Bo again, will you give this to him?
Sure.
It's like, you just share. Give me one sec, y'all. Hello. Are you one of them suffragettes? I think she is, actually. I think she is, because I think you have a mission where you have to protect her while she's trying to stand up for voting rights. So, starting to think maybe we should dump her in the drink there. Exactly. It's like, let me guess, Penelope. You speak Spanish too, don't you? Why, yes, I do. Bang, bang. Oh my gosh. Leave the area without being seen. Yeah, I kind of got that impression. We're not supposed to be seen. You know, just turning the whole compass there red doesn't help. Let's expand it. Blink, 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 blink. Okay, there we go. Now we have an idea of who's looking where and from where. Alright. Let's go around this way. Alright, keep going. Good so far. I've almost got to a horse. Let's make a break for it, Wumbo. Wumbo's like, did I do good, sir? I didn't make a peep. They never noticed me. You did okay, boy. Alright, let's give this to old...
Mask off right now, pal.
Sure.
Shit, what the hell you doing? You can't be here.
Okay, I'll leave.
You get out of here right.
It's like, it's kind of hard not to get lost on your manor. It's so big. It's so big. I wonder if stalkers have these notifications that come up while they're lurking in real life. Sneak away unnoticed. Gotta love that super high pitched fiddle piercing your ear over time. Oh dear. I hear shooting. Alright, we'll have to make our way towards Big Gay here. I mean, Bo Gray. Did you hear Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg agreed to delay Trump's sentencing? It's suggesting a potential date of. You might have. I'm not seeing that whole check. Crap. I'll look it up. Well, the problem is, like, obviously they're, what that one chick is wanting to be all defiant and whatnot and start something, and some of the other politicians are like, probably like, we need to, it's like, do you really want that hassle? Because you're not going to get him now.
All right, that's it.
That gun sounds kind of weak. What is that? That's a double action? Well, dang. What kind of mass murdering BS do you think they'll pull this time around? Well, there was that whole firing rockets into Russia that they just did. That's alarming. Like, nope, don't care for that. It's like, hey, before we switch administrations, let's have some fun and start a World War III. That's gonna be fun, huh? Hey, a cigarette card. It's a dog. I'll take that. Boy. Morning. Like, so, I can see you started your day by shooting some Lemoyne Raiders. That seems pretty cool. Piggy! Alright. It's, like, I was seeing those reports and I was, that was coming, and I was like, oh gosh. I was like, you all just... Anybody who's denying what these people are doing, these warmongering monsters are trying to do, it's like, I'm sorry, you're an idiot if you don't see it. Gosh. He's laughing and yelling Piggy again. Like, what is going on in there? It's like, nothing you fellas need to be privy to.
You got my money?
Sure. Did she give anything? For me?
Yes.
Might I have it?
Sure.
It's a pair of her pantaloons.
I can't be bothered. Here, take it.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you. My God. What a woman.
Is it a drawing?
This'll get her killed for sure.
What?
Women's suffrage. Around here, they don't even like men voting. Bring back the monarchy given half the chance. Progress is a dirty word in these parts. Unlike incest.
Excuse me?
I don't want to marry my cousin Matilda. I want to marry Penelope. But they'll kill her at one of those rallies they're holding. They've done it before. Mister, you
They killed her before.
I don't want no part of it.
I'll pay. My family, we still got some money.
Fine. Just no more running around with letters.
Thank you. Come on. We better get going.
You sent me halfway across the county just to send her a piece of paper with the letter M on it. What the heck was that about?
Mount up, all right, and follow me to Rhodes. Come on, come on! Yeah! We'll go around the property and take the road to town.
To Rhodes. We'll take the road to Rhodes.
Easy, boy. Calm down.
I can't be calm. If we don't get there in time, my true love may be shot.
If she wants to rally, you gotta let her rally.
Well, good as the cause is, I can't let her become a martyr to it. I want to marry a flesh and blood woman, not a statue in her honor.
I'm sure.
Wait, you would do that?
There they are.
Somebody quick, throw a stick of dynamite.
I cannot let you go through with this. You'll be killed.
I'm prepared to die for the cause, Bo. You know that.
Oh, gosh.
Do something, please.
Go marry your cousin, you're better off.
This is no laughing matter, sir. They need protecting from certain elements. Mostly my family. Penelope, I beg you.
I'll tell you what. Your friend here can drive the wagon for us. It'll allow us to shout all the louder. Hooray!
Sure.
Miss Calhoun. Miss Calhoun. My friend here says he can drive the wagon.
I never said that.
Normally I like to drive
Olive
myself,
Calhoun.
but today I feel like a man joining us sends the right message.
Well, I ain't never been in a protest march before, madam.
Well, just
And I
treat us
definitely
like
don't
a
think
sheep,
you all should
and
vote.
folks attacking us like the wolves, and I'm sure you feel right at home. Shall we go?
Shall we go?
All right, ladies. We know our song is a good one, and we know
I
our
doubt it.
cause is a pure one.
Yes, ma'am.
Let liberty
Definitely not.
reign.
My gosh.
Mothers, wives, housekeepers, and daughters, we cook the food and we fetch the water, singing songs of freedom and glory.
Now. Take us down Main Street, right through town to the steps of the Bank of Rhodes, Mr. What was your name?
Arthur Morgan.
Very good, Mr. Morgan. Not too quick and not too slow. We need them to hear our voice.
Well, they'll hear it all right.
By the way, your song is terrible.
Mr. Morgan, are you an old friend of the movement?
I'm just a driver, Mrs. Calhoun. Maybe a shotgun messenger if it comes to it. I hope it won't.
Our message will be delivered peaceably, Mr. Morgan. You can keep your shotgun to yourself. Stay on Main Street. It's a left up here, Mr. Morgan. Look at these people. It's about to get exciting. I can feel it.
I believe you might be right.
Good day, Sheriff. I trust you'll make sure it's a peaceful assembly.
He's like, I'm starting to think you're undermining your cause.
Rest, you sorry fool. Mr. Morgan, I give you the male of the species.
Yeah, they're right.
A little further, please. Stop just past the bank. This spot is fine, sir.
Ladies, get down.
Go home! Shut your mouth! What are you doing? Cause all this trouble. You don't even know how to get
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great day for all of us. For today is the day we begin to live as equals.
Ew.
As equal, sir. Fair and equal.
This is unnatural. This is nonsense.
Fair equal and free, just as the founding fathers intended.
Founding fathers, not founding mothers, you silly old goat.
His philosophy
Hey.
dependent on biology.
What the hell you doing here, boy?
Keep your voice down. I'm trying to listen to the speech.
Hello, darling cousin. Don't you ever speak to me like that. What are you doing here?
Don't.
Listening.
He's not
I
ever supposed to
suppose.
call you his cousin?
Oh, his cousin is a moron. Stop them from ruining the speech.
You need to learn yourself some manners, cousin. Haven't you got anything better to do?
Here's the thing, Boosh. I'm starting to see why. Remember this dude here, Bo, was saying they don't even like a lot of the men voting, and I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to see why. I don't think anyone in this county should vote. Not one.
Come on, Bo. Let's go. Quick now.
Have any of y'all seen Penguin yet? I held off on it until the finale because I was waiting to see if it ended well. Most of the people I trust say it's pretty awesome, so I am probably going to start watching it tomorrow.
A land of progress. Look at the beautiful land we have built. But
You don't want to go back, hear the speeches? I ain't voted before, but kind of getting hot for voting rights.
I don't know whether to take you seriously, Mr. Morgan. My cousins are my primary concern right now. If everyone knows about Penelope and me...
Everyone knows about Penelope and you. I know about Penelope and you, and I've been here all of 10 minutes. Sooner it's out, sooner it's resolved.
The sooner it's dealt with, you mean? We're dealt with. Our families, the Grays and the Braithwaites, we bury our secrets, and we bury them deep.
Your secrets and your treasure.
You know, Catherine Braithwaite's got a daughter. No one's seen her in years. She were right, you know, and Penelope said...
I ain't heard about daughters. I heard about gold.
But Yankee gold? I fear that's just a story, Mr. Morgan. I don't know.
Think you better be paying me, fool.
This is awful.
Nobody died.
Yeah, 19th Amendment's pretty
My
awesome.
cousins are vindictive bastards. My brothers are vindictive bastards. My cousins are worse.
They started it.
I know, but
You should leave.
I will as soon as I have enough money. When my family
Can relate.
have money, but I don't.
Is your family very rich?
Yes, well, I believe so, but they keep me out of the discussions. I have more of a artistic temperament, so
Well, is that what they call it?
yes.
An
Oh, you made a
autistic
joke.
temperament. Gotcha.
I really love her. I do.
Well, stick around. Maybe you can die for her as well.
I thought you were trying to make me feel better.
I gotta go.
Me too. Oh, damn! I'm gonna be late. My uncle is quite as bad as you would imagine. Here, your payment. Thank you. Excuse me.
Come on, pal.
All right. Yet another game that should have every single line from it and put back together into a hilarious monstrosity. Yeah, gamer poop style, exactly. Alright, so... that mission's done. Let's see what's over here. I believe that's the next one. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a snake.
Easy there. Yep.
I want to see the snake? Ah, well, no big deal. It looked like a pretty snake. Good morning. Alright, let's head this way.
There we go.
That's the gang not to use weapons or cause trouble on roads. Of course, of course, of course. We won't cause no trouble. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. Alright, hitch up our horse right over here. Funny how sudden hacker reportedly obtained and damaging testimony on Matt Gates, and the establishment doesn't like him. Yeah, that was actually, I was seeing the news for that days ago. It was right after he got appointed, so it's like, yeah, it's garbage.
Of course, of course. Oh, and here is my dear friend, Arthur Callahan. Boy is a hunter. Boy is a killer. Arthur, you've met but not been introduced to Mr. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sheriff Gray.
How are you doing,
Sharif
sir?
Gray.
Tough business you boys had.
We did?
Well, there's no need to pretend with me, sir. Life can be tough.
So it can.
And no man owes another anything.
No, sir.
But still,
Is he drunk?
I feel you were hard done by. Losing your
He's definitely
employment
drunk.
like that. But still, here in Rhodes, we have work enough for honest men.
That's some strong stuff. Still, don't seem to be doing you any harm, I guess.
Exactly. Excuse me a moment.
Excuse me a moment. I am going to urinate
I told you
outside.
in this world. Deputies. You have finally lost your mind. Amongst these drunkards, hillbillies, and slavers? Good honest thieves like us. We're bound to be moralizers in a place like this. Oh, Sheriff Gray, you are back.
Now listen, sir. There is shine in them woods, though. And it is costing this county its good name. And the state a whole lot of income. You boys wouldn't mind rooting it out. Maybe we'll make you permanent. I gotta sit me down a second.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem at all.
At all.
You are in safe hands now. And people waste time with the temperance movement. Liquor never dulled a good man's senses. Arthur, you ride with the deputy. Bill and I will follow.
Climb on up. Let's go.
Alright, let's go get some shine.
How are you?
Pretty good.
And your friend is behaving himself?
Oh, yes. I think he's learned his lesson.
Congratulations on becoming a temporarily deputized citizen of Scarlet Meadows County. Most towns just get bounty hunters to do their dirty work these days, but Sheriff Gray believes the law should keep the law. Now, I'm sure I don't need to remind you there's a chain of command here.
There is?
Dang straight there is. This is a dangerous business, but follow my lead and you'll be just fine.
Sure. Hey, Archibald wants to remind us he's in charge here. Of course.
Who else would be?
You were a big help with them Anderson boys, and I put in a very good word with the sheriff on your behalf.
We appreciate that.
We rounded up the others soon after. I'm pushing for the rope myself, but that's by the by.
So, these moonshiners.
Not just any moonshiners, Braithwaites.
Braithwaites.
I told you about the Braithwaites.
Pretty sure you did.
Old Cotton family. Had a fortune at one point until, well, a few changes in the labor laws. Now they're dealing in moonshine. We found their stills hidden all over Lemoyne. Quick as we destroy one, another one pops up. You could call it a pitiful fall from grace, if they had any grace to start with.
I have no time for tax dodgers.
Not to mention the fact that Catherine Braithwaite has a rather expensive interest in thoroughbred horses to maintain.
But I heard something about it being gold these families were fighting over.
Well, that's the rumor. But the Greys and the Braithwaites think the others stole a fortune from them. But it happened so long ago, I don't know for sure if it's true.
Must be tough being rich, huh?
So I imagine.
We gonna shoot some place up for some booze.
Yes. I thought so too.
Does it feel good to be back at it? Serving your country?
I wouldn't go that far.
Dang, Bill's horse is a chonka.
Hold up. You see that wagon? Dear me, that don't look good.
No.
Come on, mister.
Tell him to get a job, lazy. Okay. Yeah, Mozart. The heck, you little freeloader. You gotta earn your keep, man.
Deputy, get over here, please.
It's like, alright. I got two freeloaders right beside me.
I swear they got it in for me.
You could try washing once in a
Dwell
while.
on it. Let's just move on.
What have we here? Whew, he ain't looking too good.
Look, suit and tie, one bullet clean through the forehead. Well, my money says this is the handiwork of a gang called the Lemoyne Raiders.
Yeah, I've run into them.
I've seriously depleted their numbers single-handedly.
Okay, we should get going. I'll send someone over here later to clean this up. Let's go. Would you mind There's nothing more we can do here. I want to have a look at these papers.
Sure.
I'll direct you.
You can look at the papers, looking at the papers.
Okay.
Alright, let's head on down.
Frederick Mitchell, Lemoyne State Legislator. Poor feller. Yes, this certainly smacks of the Raiders to me. Bunch of ex-Army Free Staters without an ounce of respect for the law. Go right at the crossroads.
Yep. Not the nicest fellas in my experience.
Oh, and I know the Braithwaites are in business with them. No shame. Trash begets trash, my Uncle Reginald used to say. They're right again here. He had a few stories, let me tell you. Town preacher and town sheriff. Drink a sailor.
Look at the infamous horse rapist.
He had one tiny hand, like a child's, on the end of a grown man's arm.
Infamous horse rapist and woman rider El Guapo.
Selling moonshine to murderers. I tell folks don't even speak to him.
That sounds actually a lot like Tim Walls. Are they looking for... Or, what is this crime? Preparing papers? Sweet succulent papers. What's up, Jacob?
Something about the Braithwaites, I think.
Saying that word makes me sick.
The word Braithwaite makes you sick? Okay.
Anyone we find here, we bring in alive, understood? Round them up and take this operation down for good.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Let's see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, we're gonna take everyone here alive. I'm thinking not. I'm thinking the old Lancaster's gonna have some fun.
See?
Guess the word breath mint makes you sick there too. Well, breath mint, Braithwaite, they sound kind of similar.
This place was crawling with vermin.
The Greys and the breath mints.
Par excellence, as they say in Paris. My aunt, she went to Paris back in '78. Well, the way I
Actually, let my friend here decide. He doesn't have your fine way with words, but he is definitely the man for the job. Let's split up. Arthur and Bill, me and Archibald. You boys want right or left?
We'll take the left.
Let's stop these filthy degenerates.
Remember. See one by the bridge over there?
Yeah, dude. I'm coming for you, tax dodger. And don't get me wrong, I agree with you, but still.
I think I saw another one guarding the still. I'll get this feller trussed up. Hey, give me some room to work here.
Alright, let's get him. I guess you can, Sneaky. Get sneaky on him. Take this, moonshiner. We've all got one of our own. It's like an action figure set.
Good work, gentlemen. Just drop him with the others.
A little more unceremonious. Ugh.
I think that's it.
Well, what do we do now?
We better destroy all this. Any of your boys can handle explosives?
Sure. Anyone but him.
Hmm?
You're real funny, don't you?
Tell me about the...
That is the last time I'll mention it, I swear.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This is the early favorite. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. And I was like, yeah, give that a few months when the when it's all kind of worn off that she ran and lost horribly.
That belongs to Lemoyne Raiders, you sons of bitches! Shit! We got men over here! There's some lead with your name on it. Give me a hand with these bastards! The Raiders make a long way.
Well, you're not doing a great job.
We're putting you out of business. You done yet? Ah! Yeah, that was close.
There we go. That's Bill. Uh-oh. Let me be unequivocally clear. A man is a man, and a woman is a woman, and a man cannot become a woman. Wow, wow, wow. Walked him down that time. That's why Scripture says that we still have to treat people with dignity. It's like, I don't have to treat their delusion with dignity.
I don't see any more. Do you? No. Let's find Dutch and get out of here.
Fine by me.
Well, hold on. Let's look around.
Come on, Arthur. I'd rather not be here.
You wouldn't? Because I think that sounds like a ton of fun. I like some looting. Give him the old TSA pat down. That's the part that kind of waters down the entire statement. Like, that's my firm belief, you know? They can do whatever they want. It's like, It's like, they can do whatever I want is not the line I would take. Nope. Kind of feel like it's okay to tell people, you know what? No, you can't do that. I know there's some things you want to do that you think you should be able to do, but guess what? It doesn't mean you should actually be able to do them. What's in here? What's in your wallet? I think I got him already. Let's see. Loot. $50. Farm stuff in Britain was going wild. Oh yeah. Talking about yeah, I saw that BBC take by Jeremy Clarkson, who I really like. Clarkson's Farm, by the way, is, if you've never watched that show, it's so good. What a good show. Yep, the inheritance tax. Yep. One of the dumbest taxes out there. I just followed Clarkson's Farm this morning. Nice. Yeah, Clarkson's Farm is actually a really cool show. I like it. It's on Amazon. It actually might be the best show on Amazon. It would be in the running. Can we blow up anything around here? Like, can I blow up this wagon? I mean, it's on fire. That's close enough. The news on the subject is lacking over here, probably because they are shutting people out over there from Getting out the new. Yeah, exactly. What's going on in Britain is wild. It's not like, all of the immigration stuff over there's wild enough, but it's the fact that the British government is doing everything they can to sabotage that country. It's crazy.
Me and my men must return to our lives. Seems like we failed to destroy the last of the moonshine.
Sure.
Would you like us to?
Well, I normally take it. For personal consumption, it's sort of part of the job. But I better get back home. Why don't I just take a jug or two and leave you boys the rest to show that there's no hard feelings on account of the war?
Have a king and queen in total control again because these people are pussyfied. Yep, pretty much.
He used to say some of us is not as American as others, if you know what I mean. Only I didn't quite.
Don't get too far, and I hope there's a return. Yeah. One of the worst tendencies that societies have is they act like something isn't a problem, and they don't notice it until it is a problem. It's like they make you sound like, oh, you're talking like this, like it's a big issue. It's like, how about we stop it before it is? Why does it have to become a huge issue?
Bill, get this stuff out of here. Come on, you ride with me.
Okay.
Should I stash this somewhere near camp, boss?
Yes, show it to Hosea. I'm sure he can find a use for it. Bit of trouble back there, Arthur?
Ain't there always? From what they was yelling, I think they were the buyers.
Old Archibald didn't ask too many questions, so neither should we.
I ain't planning to.
That was worth the effort, though. Deputized and hiding in plain sight. These
Deputized.
These two families. I mean, I really think we can play this from all sides. It's got Hosea written all over it.
This is starting to sound like the Young Dutch again.
What do you mean, Young Dutch? I'm as strong as I have ever been. Hey, you know what? Why don't I race you back?
Dutch racing.
Okay, you're on. That's the spirit. Okay, on my word. Set, go!
Hey, this isn't like Red Dead 1 where you get to follow the campfires that get set out neatly for you. What the heck?
You never were much of a rider.
We'll see about that.
That's what Molly says. Show them here the better races. Quick, Arthur, look back and shoot.
I sure hope you ride faster than that when the law's on your tail. Final stretch. You really think you can hold that lead? No doubt.
Right, Arthur. You got this. Oh, jeez.
It's sad to think back to you in your prime.
I don't think so. Just bump draft you. Ow. The horse is like, you almost killed me.
I never knew you were quite so good at running away. I never knew age had slowed you down quite so much.
Well, time is a bastard. When you get to be my age, well, you'll know that
I got
better
the
than
water
anything.
heater replaced yesterday. There isn't one
Well,
dirty dish
I had
in this
fun
house.
with you
I've
today.
got about 5 loads.
I was gonna say you're
All
like
the
a son to
laundry,
me.
washed, dried, and away. Nice shower this morning, too. It's awesome, dude. Good riding there, Wumbo. You deserve a brushing. While you crap everywhere. You deserve an oat cake. All right. American Inferno. What is this? Oh wait, that's that book, I think. Brush harder. Let's look at the ledger.
Hey, Arthur.
What's going on?
Jose and John are looking for you. They went out to the moonshine stash, said you knew where that was. They was planning a visit to the breakaway place, but John needs to do something for Dutch now, so Hosea wants you to join him instead.
Gotcha. All right, and we'll contribute a bit more. Let's go items. I am keeping that. Oh, yeah, let's see what we have. Let's get that one. Ding dong. All right, and I'll give some actual money. And there we go. And Pearson does. I have to start calling him Biscuit Daddy or something. I think he's trying. Biscuit Daddy. My gosh. Alrighty. There's some stuff looks like we can do around camp here.
What do you think of the place? I don't know. So far, it seems okay, I guess.
I think that there is rich pickings for some carpetbaggers like us.
Is that what we are, is it? Avenging your father's death after 30 years?
There's gold, Arthur. Gold.
If you say so.
There's gold. Now, 5-finger fillet with mica. This'll be interesting.
Okay.
Sit down, my dearest friend, and show me just what you got.
And forgive me if I slip and stab you in the face.
You know, I think the last time I played this was with Skinny and those boys and Strawberry. Before, well, things all went a little crazy.
A little crazy?
A feller stupid enough to disrespect me during a knife game deserves what he gets. I have things to do, you know.
I agree, Whitey.
Okay, then. Oh, come on.
Ah, come on.
No time like the present.
Now, watch this.
I'm like Bishop, y'all. Suck it, nerd.
Your go. Relax.
Oops.
I'm kind of bored.
It's like, and there you have it, Micah. I'm better than you.
You be well.
All right. Let's see.
Reminds a man in uniform way I hear it.
American distillation is done. What are the next ones? Let's see. Only lending another sentence. That's that. I think we can do that whenever. Oh, we got one. We got one for Molly O'Shea. And there's Hosea. Let's go to the German. Uh-oh. Do we have stew? Arthur could use some stew. Yeah, swig that stew. Of course, we could also go fishing.
Hi, Arthur. So you told Jose about the moonshine?
Yes, he's got some plan cooking.
Good.
Arthur.
You going fishing?
Yes.
Or running off to Colm O'Driscoll?
Of course not.
I was joking.
That's very funny. Yes, very, very funny. I saved your life, and now you torture me. Ho, ho.
Shut up.
Do you want to go fishing with me? I found an interesting spot. We'll do well.
I'm not a great fisherman.
But I am. I'll teach you something. We come?
Sure.
Oh shoot, it's actually already 5 o'clock. Well, that's probably be the last thing I do then. I didn't realize it was already 5. Holy moly.
Okay, follow me. I know a great little fishing spot along the beach.
ago, I was tied to the back of your horse while begging for mercy. Now we're off fishing together.
How do you know I ain't just looking for a good place to drown you?
Because I saved your life, Arthur.
You keep saying that. But I save your life every day I don't kill you. So we are more than even on that front.
Come on, you don't mean that.
You better believe I mean it. Where's this spot?
Not much further.
What are we gonna catch? A shark or something?
This is the place. Some beautiful smallmouth here.
Bass?
Sure.
No, smallmouth chickens.
This strip of shore looks perfect. Pick a spot.
They got corn bait. Maybe we can catch that deer over there.
Seeing lots of bluegill and bass over here. Bait with worms or crickets if you got them. Otherwise, maybe some bread or cheese.
You getting many bites there, O'Driscoll?
I ain't an O'Driscoll. I told you fellas 100 times. I'd only been with him a couple of months. Was just a runner, helping out with the horses mainly. Bottom rung of the ladder.
And to think that was the high point of your career.
Comb goes through men like cigars. They ain't like you folks. You barely knew my name. I'm more Kieran Vanderlyn than Kieran O'Driscoll at this point. Honest to God. Mostly I'm Kieran Duffy.
I hate to break it to you, but I ain't sure Kieran Vanderlyn is gonna stick.
Oh, thought I had it there.
There you go. Keep it coming, but carefully.
Get it. That's a little one.
Nice. Good catch, Arthur.
It's a wee little thing. Yeah, we'll throw that one back.
If you can hook another.
We did the honorable thing.
So, you think Dutch trusts me now?
That's a good one.
What?
Not in the slightest, my friend.
I can't win. I promised loyalty, he says, but you wasn't loyal to Colm. If I say I ain't got no allegiance to nobody, he says, how do I know you won't turn on us then?
I don't know what you want to hear. I'm trying hard to feel sorry for you, but somehow I just can't manage to.
What in the world? Arthur, are you seeing this? The feather's naked as a jaybird.
Is that why you like this spot?
My lord. There's somebody who needs to go to confession.
Hey, watch the line.
Whoa, hey! I nearly gulped down a minnow. Sorry, fellas. Didn't see you there. Why don't you take a break? Come on in. The water's wonderful. You here for some fishing?
We hope to. You haven't scared them all away, have you?
Oh,
It's a naked
let's
lad.
see, fellas, know. There's some real big ones over that way, like this.
Please get eaten by a gator.
Well, I better keep the blood pumping. Hope you gents catch something.
Yeah? Maybe we'll take a look. Thanks.
I like fishing.
Come on, let's go.
Alright.
Hey, wait up.
Hey boys, show bombs, Rizzler.
Ready when you are.
Super comfortable doing the controls. The way to go about it always seem weird. I mean, I've gotten used to it at this point, but yeah, it was there's a bit of a learning curve to it. Nice because I've played a couple of games that have a similar type of fishing, and it wasn't too terribly hard, I think, but... Like, casting and all that, that's the easy thing, but as far as, like, what you do once you hook a fish, it's like... It took a sec for me to get clear on all that.
I think this is the place that naked fella was talking about.
Yeah.
Did you see that amazing bluegill?
Sure. That got you real excited, huh?
Come on, Arthur, let's walk down to the beach. Hope we land this monster.
Uh-huh.
The
It ain't
legendary
easy to catch a fish
bluegill.
like that with bread and cheese, but you never know. We might get lucky.
Guess we'll see.
Cast one in then, Arthur.
So who taught you how to fish?
My
Alright.
pappy, mostly.
Pappy.
I lost my mammy and pappy when I was young to cholera.
Your mammy?
Like I said, I was real young. After that, I was on my own pretty much, but I knew horses and fishing.
Well, just think now, you'll never be
It's the
alone.
legendary Vince Gill.
You got it. That has got to be the one, right?
It might be. Putting up one hell of a fight.
It's Vince. Throw Vince back in. Let him get bigger. Come on, come on. Reel him in, reel him in.
Not bad, but it ain't the one we saw jump out of the water.
Not quite. 5 pound, 13 ounce. Keeping it. That's a good old size fish.
See? Look at this. Life ain't so bad. At least you ain't tied to a tree.
I'm still a prisoner, Arthur. I can't step outside camp by myself for a second without being terrified one of Combs' boys is gonna come pick me up. When I'm in camp, I got Bill and Sadie whispering in my ear all the time how they're gonna kill me in my sleep. It's like living in a nightmare.
Christ. If I'd known you were gonna moan this much, I'd have never... Yes to this.
I think you'll have more luck closer to me here. Where are you going? What's wrong? That big...
Well, I was curious what was that over there, but I didn't get anything. I think we know where it is now. Oh, no, no, no. Come on. I know where there's no tossle around the turn. I see you there. I think it's you.
I don't think we have much chance. We need better bait. You might want to see if the stores around here sell anything better. I think I'm gonna head back to camp, Arthur, if that's okay.
Sure.
How am I supposed to reel it in and shoot? That's a teeny tiny little thing. I'm surprised that thing's over a pound. Yeah, we'll have to get better bait though. All right. Do 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 do. And we will head back to camp now. And we will call it an evening. Of course, you always like to ride back just in case something fun happens. Like you run into one of these guys.
Oh, shit! You can't be here. Calm down. Yep.
Calm down. I was just dropping a poo on your property. It's no big deal. Nope. Uh-oh. Is this one of those meetings? In lucrative robbery targets, you can board a train while it's stopped or jump on horseback. Ooh. What is here?
I'd keep moving if I was you. What did I tip? Why, you son of a...
It's the start of your end.
Nailed it. A little bit of slow-mo. A little bit. Anything of note? When they try to start sassing you, you're just like, nope. Exactly. Let's see. Anything good here? Ah, chest. Ooh, coin purse. And beans.
Idiot.
Curious if I have any chance of catching the train. I think I just ran over a bunny.
Okay there.
Yeah, seems to be out of reach. There's some more.
Stay right there and don't move.
Yes.
You got a bullet coming, you don't stop still.
This here's a hold-up.
Did it?
Yep.
Just wanting to hit the lantern, but oh well. I'll hold up. You tried. You tried.
Hey, boy. Yeah. Yep. So up now. Yep.
And one more.
Easy now.
Get a real hat back on. I don't even remember picking up the funny hat. That was a swath of light all of a sudden. What's this over here?
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. It's a floating lantern. Can't have none of them ghost lanterns. Alright.
Easy.
Let's get over here and get to sleep here. And then we will save.
Hey, Arthur. Can I have a quick word?
We'll get to it, Molly. It's like I am aware of your mission, Miss O'Shire. Miss Molly Ocean Spray. Actually didn't mean to sleep that long, but whatever. But anyway, boys and girls, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. This was fun. I always like chilling, chillaxing, hanging with your peeps. Had a pretty lively chat today, too. One of the livelier ones we've had here. So that made it all the more fun. Not planning on doing a stream tomorrow. I've got some other stuff I gotta take care of, but I will probably be back on again with more Red Dead on Monday of next week. We'll do another Monday and Tuesday for show. I will see you all again next week. Until then, good night, God bless, and Godspeed.